there. Welcome back. You're tuning into the Knitting Place podcast. This is episode 4. I'm Dinah. You can find me at the Knitting Place on Ravelry, the Knitting Place on Instagram, the Knitting Place on Facebook, and thank you for watching. We appreciate you tuning in.
I'm Pam Sapp, Instagram Pam Sapp, Ravelry Pam Sapp.
Yep.
And we're trying to grow our Ravelry page, so we encourage you, stop by, join the group, leave a message, post a picture, whatever you'd like to do. Watch the podcast. We have that posted
please
there
subscribe.
as well.
It's very important that you subscribe if you like watching the videos.
And hopefully you'll like what you see. We're really trying to build up the Ravelry page. We've been a bit neglectful over the past, 6 or 7 years. That's crazy, but
It's true.
we're trying to get better at it. It's just a lot, between all nowadays, it's another job, right, with social media?
It's intense,
Yeah.
and we kind of feel bad. Hopefully we haven't let you down, but we're here now.
It's been a while
it's
since
been
the
a
last
while.
podcast, right?
Yeah. I've had a lot going on. You're looking at me like...
It's been like, I think the last time we podcast was it was posted maybe September 1st. I think we did it on
Right.
the 31st.
It was
the day
actually
before.
in between my 2 move-ins,
Mm-hmm.
college move-ins.
Oh,
So
mhm.
Danielle moved in, and it was right before moving Zach in. And then we had the Jewish holidays.
Mm-hmm.
And
You
then
had your mother-in-law visiting.
my mother-in-law was here for 3 weeks.
Yeah, 3 weeks. That's a long visit.
What else did I have? I had my trip to Minneapolis, and I actually had family weekend packed in there as well to Rhode Island.
So
So
now,
it's
did
been
that
nice.
help, Dinah? We'll find out. Did that help her do more knitting, or
I
did
have
it
to tell you, I
hinder
think
her knitting?
No, it encouraged my knitting because
I think
all
you
the
did.
traveling,
Yeah.
knitting on the plane, knitting
Yep.
in the car, knitting while I'm waiting.
Yeah, well, listen, can you knit in the car? Can you knit in the car? Or do you get car sick when you knit in the car? That's a good question.
I'm very lucky.
You can knit in the car.
I can knit in the car.
You don't get sick at all.
No, you've actually gotten a little
If
sick.
I'm looking down, doing a lot, I have to look down and up, down and up. I couldn't do it in the back of the car.
just
The
had
back
an
of the car.
epiphany.
What's that?
You're driving to Rhinebeck, so I can knit.
Since I can get car sick, I'm going to be the driver, right?
That's a good
Anyway.
one.
You like that,
Yes.
Anyway, well, we're looking forward to that. Yes, we are doing Rhinebeck.
Right, so yeah, we're actually going to be closed this year. In the past, we've gone just for the day, and Pam and I are excited. We are headed up for the weekend.
Yeah, big time.
So we will be closing early for those of you who are tuning in. I'll be sending an email out. We'll be closing at 12:30 on Friday, and we will reopen Monday at 10 a.m. So we apologize for any inconvenience, but we'll be out scouting new yarn.
Yeah, we've got to go to Rhinebeck.
Yes, so we'll be at Rhinebeck. And if any of you are going to be there, please send a shout out, message us on Instagram, either at Pam Sapp or at the Knitting Place. We'd love to meet up. We'd love to see you.
Absolutely, yeah.
Love to take pictures and post and share.
And if you can't be there, we'll probably take some videos, Instagram videos.
We'll keep you connected. How's that?
Right. We'll take pictures of the alpaca.
Yeah, definitely. Some
The
of the
animals, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So you feel just like you're there.
Exactly. I think it's going to be great.
It'll
We
be
have a
fun.
nice forecast.
Yeah, I looked this morning and I looked at Rhinebeck. And Rhinebeck is going to be a high
Like
of
70s,
70, correct?
right?
It'll be like maybe 50 in the morning or in the 40s.
We have to reconsider our
Yeah.
Rhinebeck sweater. What's going to happen?
Well, I think we're going to have to do an outfit change. Like in the morning, we'll wear a sweater until about
We're
10,
going to be
11.
stripping throughout the day.
Then we'll have to take some clothes off and go to an afternoon outfit. But
It's
in any
gonna be
event,
funny.
it'll be fun.
Yeah.
As long as there's no rain, that's the main thing. The rain is always
Yes.
messy.
Keep those galoshes at home.
Yeah, exactly. So what do we have? Well, we have to say, a full disclosure.
What's that?
Did we try this yesterday?
Oh, yes, guys. Sorry. Actually, I think our biggest apology for this one
Yeah.
is to Barbara.
Yeah.
We tried taping last night, and we had major technical difficulties.
Right, major
We had
difficulties. yeah.
2 runs, almost 3, and we were excited because we were introducing Barbara, who
Yeah.
helps out in the shop on Mondays, and we're just going to have to do it again on a Monday.
Yeah. But it was an interesting evening,
Yes.
afternoon/evening.
But just for the record, this isn't scripted, and this is actually different than the other ones that we've taped. So we're doing pretty good
We've
here.
got a lot to talk about.
Exactly.
Well,
All righty.
what are we
Shall
beginning
start?
with?
I think we should start with finish objects.
Finish objects. What do we have? I'll go first because you said I have more.
You have more.
Right? Not really.
Yes, you do.
If you added up the yardage, she would have done more probably.
I don't think so.
Anyway, the last podcast we showed you the Stone Point poncho from, who's that from, Diane?
The Fiber Company.
The Fiber Company. I keep getting that name wrong. Anyway,
I'll show you a picture.
It's behind me. Diana's going to show you a picture. And, oops, let me move it out of the way.
Let's try to get it more center. Look at how pretty that is.
Yep. It really came, it was really.
Do we need to give her a lift?
Give her a lift.
Whoops.
There you go. Anyway, it was a nice repeat, pattern repeat, lace repeat, very easy.
Oh, she's wobbly. Okay, I
We'll
can't hold
place
it
her
with my
down.
left hand. Really came out great.
We added an extra pattern repeat, which is one repeat was 24 rows, so it was about this much extra because we found it to be a little short. We kept the neck the same.
I really like the neckline.
Yep, it's a little higher, but it's a loose
But it's
neck.
open.
Yep, and the yarn
And it stands up actually. Look at that.
Yep, the yarn. It's. I think it's a great neckline. I like it a lot.
It holds its own.
And the yarn is called Luma, which is, I think it's cotton, linen, wool blend.
Very pretty.
Yep, DK weight yarn. And it was an easy knit. It's a good knit if you want to introduce lace knitting maybe into your shop or
There's a close-up of the poncho. Very pretty.
add it to your repertoire, right?
You did a beautiful job.
Yeah, it came out nice.
Yep.
And it was a fun knit. So that was, I was in the process of doing it, and it is now a finished sample for us.
If you wanted to check it out, it's Stone Point Poncho by Courtney Kelly. So you can look that up on Ravelry if you're interested in it.
And if you don't like the high collar, of course you can shorten it if you'd like. But, you know.
Some people eliminated the collar. I happen to like it.
I like the collar. I think that is very nice. It's one of the things that attracted me to it initially.
Yep.
Anyway, so that was my first finished object.
That's very good.
And what do you have, Dinah?
Well, I've been very busy brioching.
Brioching.
And fading.
Yes.
And this is what I've got.
As a matter of fact, we were saying that this pattern came out the day of our last podcast.
So I was probably eager and excited to get started.
Yeah, and it's let's take it off the...
Actually, that's a good idea. We'll take this one off this model. So this is it. You could see the brioche, and there's a subtle fade going throughout the brioche, and then it goes into a garter fade, and it's got these beautiful tassels here at the bottom, which she also had us fade. So I've never done that before, a faded tassel. That was pretty cool.
How do you fade a tassel?
She actually had us do, well, I don't know if that's part of her pattern.
Don't say it.
I won't disclose.
Don't say it. You tell me later.
Okay. And just so you know, the great thing about brioche is it's reversible. So this side, the pistachio or the mint green and the lavender is really dominant. And on this side, you have a medium gray, a darker, light gray, medium gray, and a darker gray. So it's really interesting that you can...
but that was a lot of knitting.
A lot. Oh my God. It was endless. And the brioche was endless.
You used a hedgehog on this?
A hedgehog sock.
It was 6 skeins, wasn't it?
6 skeins.
And you used most of it.
Quite a bit of it. I don't know if it was the entire... It wasn't the entire skeins, but it was...
But that's a lot of knitting.
A lot of yardage, yeah.
A lot of knitting.
We had... I don't even know how many stitches we had at the end.
Yeah, I know at one point I think you were telling me 600 or something, so it was quite a bit. And you stayed pretty much right on
I did.
target with the completion date on that.
What was that, 5 weeks or 6 weeks on her clues?
I think she went 6 weeks. I think the last 2 weeks she gave you at one time or something. The last 2 clues she did at once, maybe something like that. I mean, you would know. You made it. I
don't remember actually the order, but I stayed on point. And Susan Crow, if you're watching this, here's a shout out.
Is Susan done with it?
She needed a little encouragement, so this is for you. Keep going. You're almost there.
Susan.
You have about an inch or 2 of garter. You can do it.
I bet you she comes in wearing it. She's a good knitter,
I know
Susan.
She will. Anyway.
We've had a few people finish it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
We had, we saw Vicky's, we saw Nikki, we saw Melissa.
Right. And I posted those on Ravelry.
Yes, so you could see them on our thread.
Yeah.
It's the group page, right?
On the group page, yep. So finished objects. I didn't do a separate thread for that, but I think I will do a separate thread for Speckle and Pop. The Stephen West A new knit along that just started.
Yep, it is. That's a mystery knit along.
Yep.
But what did I want to say? Oh, if you're not familiar with how to join our group on Ravelry, please come in. I know that when you do a search for the knitting place, there are so many endless options. I think I may have found a shortcut.
We had a problem with that, with someone who wanted to join the group, and we couldn't find it. We couldn't find it.
It was crazy. But when you search the knitting place as people, I think my group comes up.
Maybe they should go to groups and search groups.
No, that's when you get pages.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
It's not. It doesn't go right. And you'd have to look for my logo.
Right.
The pink and orange little house with the little outfit coming down.
Right.
So please, if you're looking for us, I know it might be a challenge, but you can always come in.
Keep on
we'll
looking.
help you
Don't
out.
give up.
Yep. All righty. So
my next finished object, I think I mentioned also the last time, was the Preston Pullover.
Now, did that class start last month?
That started. It started after our last podcast. It did. It started in early September. Well,
so
again,
you just think about that.
Another reason
How
it's a great knit. This is all done. It just has a few ends to be woven in. It's for Dinah, and I wanted her to try it on to make sure everything was copacetic before I wove it in.
A little air vent.
Exactly, into the under. This one is well, maybe a little bit, but anyway, it has a little side vent.
Yeah, it's really perfect. I know you modified it for me.
Made it a little longer in the sleeve and in the length, and it uses Techno by Blue Sky, which is a really light, airy yarn.
Yes, although it's like a bulky knit, it definitely doesn't feel
very
heavy
light.
at all.
Exactly.
Did you have to add or go into an extra skein to add for the length?
Yes, I did.
You did.
I did.
Okay.
I did
so
go
just
into.
Keep that in mind.
I think
if you
I
need
used
to modify.
9 instead of 8, and I should go back on this. I did use on the Illuma for the stone point. I did add an extra skein because I did add to the length.
Okay.
So I used 8 instead of 7. But
it's good to know that if a pattern reads a certain length, especially sleeves, length of body in the sweater. If you're short-waisted, long-waisted, you can always add an extra skein. You can always extend. Just because the pattern is written a certain way, it doesn't mean you have to stick to it. You can always modify it too.
Yeah, the class, the people who took this class, I have to say they're just about all done with the sweater. They're up to this point putting it together.
Yeah,
now,
it's
putting it
amazing.
together is another. It's one thing to knit. Finishing is another. What would you call it, Dinah? Another.
It's a technique.
A technique that you really have to learn, and you just don't put one thing together and say, oh, well, I know how to finish, because there are different seam to seam, different directions, different kinds of seams. And so I think they're finding that to be just as challenging, or maybe more challenging, than knitting the sweater. But it's a good...
only because I was sitting here last night because we were taping three goes
three
at
podcasts,
this.
yes.
I did hear the frustration. Finishing is really
and
intricate.
And exactly. So, some people don't like to finish. If you don't like to finish, don't stress yourself out finishing.
I'm very strict with finishing. Right. If you're not going to finish it right, you're going from handmade to homemade.
Right.
And I'm not for homemade.
Right.
I'm definitely for handmade.
Yeah, it's just such a waste if you put the time into knitting it and the expense of the yarn. And
more than time.
Yeah, right. And to just
expensive
not have
time.
it be seamed properly, or So anyway, so we'll see. We'll see how the class does with the finishing. But
they have you guiding them, so we know it's going to be amazing.
Job, of course. Anyway, so that's been done since the last podcast. So I don't know if you're going to be wearing that this weekend. I think it's going to be too hot for that this weekend.
Could be a night sweater.
Yeah,
could be a night sweater.
Could be. But we'll see. We'll see what we
take.
Have
to keep you posted. You have to check out the Instagrams that we post.
Just what we're wearing.
Well, I have another finished object. This is my only other finished object. It's a small one, but certainly a fun one.
Oh, this was a fun one.
I made the Toph Hat by Woolly Wormhead.
And that's Toph?
Yes, it is.
Toph.
So you can find her on Ravelry. Absolutely love this pattern. Another pattern filled with techniques.
Yeah.
You're knitting the hat sideways. You're casting on with a provisional cast on. You're doing German short rows. You're reading and working from a chart.
Mm-hmm.
I love the fit.
Yeah, it's great.
It's absolutely awesome. I love this hat.
Turn around, show them the
I
back.
have to show the back because the back is spectacular.
The decrease. Look what you get.
Let me
Okay,
see.
come down a little lower, bend down. Look at that. It's like an asterisk in the back of her head. Isn't that great?
All the leaves come to a point. I think it was so
Right.
brilliant.
And the two contrasting yarns come up nicely.
Thank you.
Yep.
I went a little neutral.
Yeah, but listen, I think that's probably going to get more use. And you used, what yarn did you use?
I used Anzula Cricket. She called for a DK weight. Cricket really has the capability of going to more like a DK weight. It can go to a worsted weight, almost to a heavy worsted weight. It depends on how you knit it. I really like Anzula yarn. It's a luxury fiber. You've got the merino, the cashmere, the nylon. It's just a lovely blend, and I love the way it feels.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
It feels lovely.
So if you're interested in doing and learning some new techniques, I definitely recommend this one.
Yeah, because again, we were saying that you have all those new techniques, and it's a short project. It's not a sweater.
Yes.
It can be done relatively
It's
quickly.
amazing.
Yep.
So
How was
that
the
a fun
chart
one.
on that? The chart was well done, wasn't it?
It was well written. You have to know how to read the chart. It was interesting the way she placed her. You know, usually on a chart you might see a wrap and turn short row, but this one was a German short row. So
But it was easy to understand.
Definitely, very clear. Very clear, well written.
Good.
We had a class on it, and yeah, if you're interested again, please send a shout out. We'll run it again.
Absolutely.
So that was my only other finished
Well,
object.
that was enough. I think this was quite a bit. And my
Alrighty.
other project that was finished was another hat.
Because it's hat season.
We're getting into hat season.
Look at this beauty.
And
oh
this
my
is
God.
called Tread by
Shannon Cook. Mm-hmm.
And it uses one skein of Far from Woolfolk, which is a lovely, very lightweight, airy yarn.
Yes.
Yeah. You barely feel like you're wearing it.
No, it's really nice. It's a springy, spongy yarn. It has a chain that, like a chained construction, so
Correct.
it feels very lofty.
Right.
A lot of air in it.
Yeah. I made, she said you have enough to do an extra repeat to make it slouchy, which I did. And I just had enough yarn. I actually thought I wasn't going to be able to do it with the one skein, but it worked out with a little bit left over. So it's a
I love the
one-skein
Woolfolk
project.
bar.
Yeah.
It's really great. I don't know if you can tell, but it's soft. Yes, it has a really soft halo to it.
Mm-hmm.
It almost has the property. It does have the properties of cashmere. That's where you're getting that halo from. It is 100% merino, but
and the
it
pattern
has a lot of microns.
Exactly, and the pattern, because of the twisted knit stitch, it really gives it a nice texture, a nice
Raised
look.
texture.
Right.
Right in here.
Put it on, Dinah.
It's gorgeous.
Please put it on, Dinah.
Sure.
Please. And let's see.
Look at this.
In her picture on the pattern, she puts a pom-pom on it, but
We have the pattern here.
yeah, I
Can you
think
see it?
it's- Yeah,
Let me get this out of the way.
I'll find the pattern. But this hat is going to my daughter, who did not want a pom-pom.
No pom-pom for Audrey.
She said no pom-pom.
But Audrey might want a vegan pom-pom. Does she know the
She
vegan
might want a
pom-poms are
vegan
on their way?
pom-pom, right? She might. There it is. There's the picture from her pattern, and it really is a
It's
fun
lovely.
knit. It was a quick knit. It's great for a gift.
Lovely.
So
Now, didn't you say someone just bought the yarn in that pretty taupe color?
yes,
It's
yes.
actually right up there.
I'll get that. Let me stand up and get that. I think the pom-pom is. What color pom-pom did she match that with?
The
It's a
cherry
lovely-
blossom.
It's a lovely combination.
These gorgeous pom-poms. Look at this.
Look at that
How
combo.
stunning
That's
is
cool.
this?
Yeah. It's got the little
That is
tipping.
gonna
I don't
be
know if you can see
beautiful.
the tipping on the pom-pom. Picks up the color in the yarn. It's great.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Oh my God, look at that. That is beautiful.
It's a again, it's a great project. Whether you do the pom-pom or you don't do the pom-pom, it is it's fun. Right?
Should we talk about pom-poms?
Yes. Well, we're talking about pom-poms. Let's
Look
talk
at
about
all of
pom-poms.
these pom-poms.
It's raining pom-poms.
Look at these beautiful colors.
Yeah, beautiful. Look at this one. Where's the rainbow?
The
Did we get
rainbow
that?
one is pretty awesome.
Oh yeah, that's
This
nice.
one.
And they all come different. This has a lot of orange or copper, whatever you
Oh,
call
this
it.
is like perfect for this time of
Sometimes
year.
they have more pink in them.
It's like so harvesty.
That would be nice on that one over there, that hat. Oh, that would be nice too.
Well, the beautiful thing about our pom-poms is that we have snaps on them. Let me show you how this works. First of all, check out this hat.
That's
This
great.
is another hat.
Yeah.
It's got the fun pom-pom on it. And what's amazing about the snap is you can actually snap them on.
Put that
And put a new one on.
Yeah, that's a nice
Snap
one.
on, snap off.
That's nice.
So now it has a whole new look.
Look at that.
Look at that. Woo.
That's fun.
It's a lot of color. For all you color
If you're
people.
in a colorful mood, you can
Yes.
snap on your colorful
This one
pom-pom.
is such a springy pom-pom.
That's great. Yeah, it's got a lot
Check
of.
this
It's got
out.
a lot of. And again, this hat is a slouchy hat. It's made with 2 skeins of a lang yarn called
Viva.
Viva, which I'll show you right now. These are a few of the shades, not all of them, but just a few of them. And I don't know what the name of the pattern is. Do you know what it is, Diane?
I don't recall. I'll have to put it in. Put an insert.
But here are
And-
just a few of the colorways. There are neutrals down at the bottom, some muted pastels, and some brights. And it's 2 skeins, and I think Viva is what, a worsted weight?
Worsted weight.
Mm-hmm.
And the beautiful thing with it, it's self-striping yarn. You don't have to change color.
Yeah, it did all that striping on its
Yeah.
own.
So as you're working the hat, working in the chevron pattern, you just work around and around, and it just self-stripes. And
Did you put markers in this one?
I did. I definitely recommend
Between the
markers.
chevron pattern, right?
Always use markers when doing chevron.
Yeah. I even used markers on the tread when I made the tread hat because it was a certain stitch repeat. And why should I struggle? You know, why make it more difficult on yourself?
Don't.
And we have such nice markers too. We have wooden markers, glass markers, plastic markers, right?
Yep. Definitely
So treat yourself to a new
a
marker.
useful tool.
Yep. Oh, we've got a runaway pom-pom.
I'll put that one back. I
Speaking
like
of,
that one.
speaking of pom-poms, should we talk about the other pom-pom thing there?
The Betty Cowl.
The
We
Betty
can.
Cowl.
Look at this cute piece.
This is a great, it's a knitting place pattern, and it's a quick knit. It uses Breathless from Shalimar, which is a chunky yarn. We have a few skeins of it here.
Sorry, I have my other shawl on.
And it's a great chunky yarn. It is 75 merino, 15 cashmere, 10 silk.
It's a beautiful blend.
Beautiful blend, and it's 145 yards, which is really a nice amount of yardage for a chunky yarn. And 1 skein
Makes the Betty Cowl.
makes the Betty. And then, of course, the pom-pom.
Yep.
Again, it's a removable pom-pom, so if Dinah was in the mood for a pink or a tanuki color, she could just pop it off, pop it on.
Why don't I demonstrate?
Yes,
Snap off and snap on.
That would be good.
I'm having a little difficulty, though.
There you go. She's in a pink mood.
Oh, let's go for color.
An electric pink mood.
I love this pink.
Yeah, that is a great one. It's got the tipping on it as well. But again, you know, we are, tell them about the vegan pom-poms, Dinah.
We're expecting a delivery for all you pom-pom lovers, but don't want
A real fur.
real fur.
Mhm.
We have vegan pom-poms due to come in. We're pretty excited. We haven't carried them before, so definitely keep an eye out. We'll probably do an unboxing.
Instagram or unboxing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they'll be big.
Mhm.
So you can keep an eye out for them. They're going to be in natural colors, if I'm not mistaken. And we have all different types of pom-poms. You know, we have
I'm
pom-pom
going to
makers.
show you the other ones. We have, yeah, you can even put a woolen pom-pom
you're right.
on
If
it,
you
yeah.
want to do one that matches your yarn, you can certainly do that. We have the tanuki pom-poms. We have rabbit pom-poms. We'll have vegan pom-poms.
We have some rabbit pom-poms that are, oh, look at this one. They're all stuck together. But these are cute. They're just a lot of times people like these on a children's hat.
Right. If you don't want a pom-pom that's too big
Yep.
or prominent, you can certainly use the rabbit ones.
We have all different colors: black, grays, navy, pink, cream, black, orange.
Yep.
Yep,
They're
just a
great.
few examples. So it's pom-poms galore at this time of year, correct?
Yes, it is.
And anyway, so that's been popular.
That's a newbie in the shop,
It is.
the rabbit.
That's
we haven't
right.
had them for a while. They
Right.
actually changed their sizing, so those are
Those are, is that
It's a
really?
new size, yes, because they used to come in small and large.
Now they have the medium.
Just medium.
Which is a nice size, because the small is really small.
Yeah, they were tiny.
They were very tiny.
So, got some new stuff here, guys.
What are you working on, though, Dinah? Oh, did we talk about what you're working on?
You want to do whips? Or you want to continue with new outfit?
Whatever you want to do. New
We
is
could
fine.
do whips.
I thought we did whips already for a second.
No, we did not.
We'll
We
do
jumped.
your whips.
Because you went to the Betty.
Yeah, you know, it's like a domino effect, right?
We have things written out a little bit, just so we have some kind of guidance.
But we never follow it. Just never follow it because it's like one thing leads to another. Yep.
All right, so I can start with my...
Oh, that's right. Yeah, let's look at your work. I mean, you have some nice ones.
Well, this particular whip is pretty amazing. I was hoping to make it my Rhinebeck sweater. For those of you who don't know, it's fun to wear a sweater to Rhinebeck.
Yes.
And Christy Glass does a little interview with people, and she asks people about the sweater that they're wearing to Rhinebeck, what it is, what fiber they use, the pattern name. So it's kind of like a thing. What's your Rhinebeck sweater? So this one's mine, or at least I'm hoping that it will be. Right now it's sleeveless.
Yeah, exactly.
But it is off my needles. I don't know if you could tell. You could see the bottom there. It's a sloped bottom. The back is longer than the front, which is kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had it on today.
You did? It looked
I
great.
did. It looked
I
really
told
good.
Dinah that she can wear it with no sleeves. It just looks like a cap sleeve.
I may just have to do that.
And put the ends, put it on a string, put the ends inside under her arm. And people, I think it looks fine. I really do.
Thank you. Well, this one is called Sunset Highway. It's been very popular. A lot of people are making it. I'm using hedgehog fibers once again. It's hedgehog sock. It's a pattern from Boylan Knits. It's called, so yes, it is Caitlin Hunter from Boylan Knits. It's been a fun sweater to do. If you've never done Fair Isle, you start at the top and you work your way down. I guess I'm saying a lot.
Uh-oh, you know what that means?
What?
What did Skane Cocaine do when she said a lot?
She drinks.
They had a sip of wine every time they said
I'll try not to do that. I'm really sorry.
I didn't notice it.
You didn't?
No.
I said it a lot.
Did you? I
Yes.
have to listen now.
So, now I'm going to replace it with the word so. I've made progress. I doubt I'll get 2 sleeves done
No.
by Friday.
I think you should have bought the sleeves until we come back from Rhinebeck. Because now the sleeves also have some of this
Now it's
pattern.
partly a mission.
Right. But no, you mean to get it done by Friday?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know. Well, if you can do that, God bless you.
If you can drive.
Oh. So she's going to be
I'll be
binding
knitting
off in the
car.
parking lot. We can't get out
We've
of the car
seen that
yet.
before, actually. I posted a video like that once before.
Yeah.
Remember? Zach's blanket.
Uh-huh. Absolutely. You
When
were
cats
knitting in
are
the
brown.
car on the way there.
That was fun.
I wouldn't put it past you, Dinah. Wouldn't
a
put
lot
it
of
past
knitting.
you. It's a lot. And that design is on the sleeve as well.
Yes,
Correct, right?
yes.
So it's
a
not
very
just a
pretty
straight
pattern. No.
It's not just the straight sleeve and
Right.
stockinette. It has the
More color work in the elbows.
exactly.
I like elbow patches.
Yeah.
I really like the sweater. I'm a fan.
It's fun. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, the only I don't want to say it's the only thing I'm working on because you know we always have many projects. But one thing that I did start was the pattern from Yohi Locatelli. The
Gradient band cowl.
right. Where is it? Where did it go?
I'll show you a picture while Pam
Yeah,
is looking
it's
for
here
it.
somewhere.
Alrighty. We're back with one of Pam's whips.
One of my new whips I've decided to do with the new colorway for the shop called Sunset and Port, a new pattern from Yohi Locatelli called the Gradient Band Cowl.
Mm-hmm.
And it does use 5 gradient colors later on in the pattern. And I thought when I saw the Sunset and Port colorway, I thought the colors would be great to go with what I had left over in my stash from my Match and Move
Yep.
that I did last month.
This is the Gradient Band Cowl by Hohi. So Pam is using Sunset and Port for the main color.
Mm-hmm.
And she's got her stash for the pops.
Right, and that's what I thought I would use. I would use these are some of the colors I have. Here's another one, sunflower. I think
Really
it's called.
pretty. And they'll work nicely with the
And
colorway.
I also have the
That teddy bear?
teddy. Yeah, it's either mushroom or teddy bear. I'm not sure.
That one's mushroom.
Right. I'm missing one. I'm missing the Neapolitan. I don't know where. Oh, here it is. It ran away. Run away, ball. But you
That's
really.
a great colorway.
Yeah.
See the little
See
flecks?
the flecks in it. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to use this. We did. As soon as some new yarn comes into the shop, you always want to work with the new yarn.
Well, I might as well just segue into it now. This is what happens. We try to have an order.
but truthfully, I was going to do that, and then we've got this, and Diana will show you what it is. And I said, no, wait a second. Maybe I should be using this or a combination of the two. And
we got this beautiful delivery
of
Unicorn Tails
from Madeline Tosh.
by Madeline Tosh. See if I can cover the entire screen with these beauties.
It's lovely. Well, of course,
a bouquet of colors.
Right, so it's all her colors, 26 different colors, and one skein would do it for my project in each colorway for the yardage that I need. So I don't know, either maybe I'll use both. I'll see.
There are a lot of useful
different uses for the unicorn tails.
Oh my God, yes.
Well, of course, the most popular usage for the tails has been
the unicorn tail scarf.
Right, that's been around for a few years.
So it's from Antonia Shanklin. I should really take it out of the plastic. I'm sorry. We won't have a glare that way. Nope, all the colors came in for it. Some of the colors have been discontinued.
Right, since the original.
Yes, absolutely. So that's a fun one. That's been popular in the shop.
Yeah.
So if it's the unicorn tail scarf that you're interested in, and they actually have a version, I think there's a crochet cowl for crocheters.
There was. I did a small one, a small crochet cowl. I didn't use the unicorn tails. I used Quagoo that I had in my stash for that.
But the tails are perfect.
The tails are perfect, right?
They're also perfect for the scarfy thing.
Yes, we did the scarfy thing. That was on one of our first videos. Little pops of color there. Could be for the speckle and pop. Well, if it was for, you could use it for speckle and pop, right?
You'd need 2 for speckle and pop. I think speckle and pop they call for 87 or 82 yards.
Right, you would need 2.
So you would need 2 if you were doing Stephen West Mystery Knit Along.
Still doable.
Right. The Buccaneer.
Oh, the Buccaneer, yeah.
Nikki just finished that one. It was beautiful. We posted it on Instagram. I think it's just one unicorn tail for the Buccaneer.
Right. I think so
that would
too.
be a great,
that would
great
be a good use for it.
Yep. And Lefty, Martina Bem. That's another one I found on Ravelry. She's got some great designs.
She really does. That was the Match and Move, right?
Match
that
and
was
Move.
hers, the Match and Move. There was something
Breathless.
else too. Breathless, yeah. Breathless is, that's nice. That would be a good one.
Lefty has these little leaves coming out at the ends, and you can do them in different colors. It's very pretty. You'll see them on Ravelry if you look it up.
That would be great.
So anyway, unicorn tails are in.
Unicorn tails are, yes. Yeah, come and get your tails.
Exactly. Okay. Since we're not here on a Monday night, I don't have my Citadel. That was definitely on my queue for whips, but I do have my Speckle and Pop, and that's a fun one. So I went from one Mystery Knit Along into another one.
So
and they overlapped. So I'm actually behind on this one, and I'm very behind on this one. So I'm not on point.
You're not that behind. It came out on Friday.
Yes, but I've not started, and I won't start Clue 3. I'm hoping to get my sleeves done.
Right. I think that's a good idea. But
so,
don't show it.
Wait a minute. Spoiler alert. So look away. You can listen to what I'm saying, but I'm about to reveal
Clue 1 and Clue 2.
Clue 1 and Clue 2. I feel like this is Dr. Seuss. Clue 1 and Clue 2.
Yeah.
Thing 1 and Thing 2.
Thing 1 and Thing 2, right?
All righty. So here it is. It starts with my light color. Now, I opted to go with a more subtle speckle and pop. In fact, my speckles have no speckles. I went for just a gradient, and I believe Stephen said you could just use a nice pretty fade if you wanted to, and that's what I chose to do. And I have an interesting pop. It's neutral, but they're definitely pops. Here's a close-up. They're 5 different colorways. They came from a color bundle from Artville, and I could show you how that looks. Thank you, Pam.
You're welcome.
This is a color bundle from Artville. And we really like the Artville yarn. It's spongy and springy.
It is nice.
Got
Yeah.
really
Again,
nice,
that's what I use for my
Match and move. Yeah. It's got a really nice texture.
It really does.
So as you can see, there's 6 colors, and you only need 5 for the speckle and pop. I don't believe you have enough yardage, so I did take 2 color bundles, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, it's lovely. It's different, quite a different, color choice from the fade. Something very neutral and very wearable.
Definitely.
Not that that's not wearable. I don't mean to say it that way, but
it's just got a lot more color in it.
Yeah, exactly. You'll get a lot of use out of that.
I tend to wear things that are a little more bland in color.
Now,
black, white, gray, beige.
Well, listen, that's what you wear more of, right? But did you see Stephen's third clue? Have you looked at it?
Oh my God, I'm in for a treat.
Ooh.
Talk about a beast of a clue.
I know. I was getting nervous watching that. I'm not making it, but I was watching the clue the other night.
62 markers.
Yeah, Dinah
triple yarn overs.
Talking about
no, not entrelac. Excuse me. It looks like entrelac. It's triangles and brioche.
He does these
oh my God.
short row triangles, and then he does this thing where he casts on between the triangles. He does 3 yarn overs, but then he increases that into 13 stitches, and then he does brioche on top of that, and you have over 800 stitches in a row.
I think I might need to go to an
it was making me nervous. And
insane asylum.
Yeah. Oh my! What you better make sure when you do that section where you do that
Isolated.
brioche on top of those stitches that you're well rested. You
No
haven't
late
had any
night
alcohol. I wouldn't want to drop one of those stitches. Anyway. But that's the fun part. We're joking, but his patterns.
It's a challenge. I like that. I like to be pushed and tested.
Right. Very
it's fun to have a mindless knit, but it's nice to be able to challenge yourself.
And you also have the color work change in that too, so that keeps you interested in that you're adding new colors, you're putting some pop in, and
although he tends to keep us interested all the time.
He does. His
so
stitches.
Thank you, Stephen.
So we'll see next podcast. What clue has Dana made it through? She'll have to keep us posted on clue 3 because that looks like a beast of a clue. Although it's 4 clues, right? The whole thing. It is. Yep, 3 clues. 4 clues.
Hoping clue number 4 is going to be.
He said in clue 4 he uses, he puts the pops in more. So,
I did not read ahead. I did not look at the spoilers.
Again, I looked at the spoiler because we were talking that day and someone told us that you needed over 60 markers.
Well, Vicki actually sent me an email that there was going to be a run on markers.
Yes.
So we are stocked for those of you who need them.
So I had to take a peek and look at the...
Well, it's good that one of us knows.
I'm there to support you, Dinah, in any way I can. Moral support.
I need support. It's good.
Well, that's another big project that you're working on.
Yes, I seem to have these big projects.
Speckle and Pop. Yeah. Well, we were talking about works in progress, and I was saying how
you have another one.
What do I do? What do I have? Oh, what?
Lucy's little sweater.
Oh yeah, I mentioned that the last time. I showed it the last time, and it's my goal to have it done by the end of October, which is I've done what I've done. There's a story that goes with that.
Yes, why don't we share the story, Pam?
Well, I had shown it the last time on the podcast. I'd done the back, a front, and part of another front. And I went to work on it, and I couldn't find the front that I was working on. I only had one front, and I was very upset because I said I knit the front, and, that's to me, that's enough to make you, put the project down. But I couldn't do that.
So she thinks it went missing.
Well, I had just been here in the shop with it for the podcast, so I said, well, maybe it's here. I went through everything at home, could not find it.
She calls me at night, Dinah, I can't find my front. I run into the store frantic in the morning, looking turning the shop upside down.
And so what I did was I kept knitting. I didn't find it, so I kept knitting. I did the 2 sleeves.
Felt horrible.
I did the 2 sleeves, and I said, okay, now I need the tops because I need to join the shoulders and pick up for the hood.
Right.
But I'm missing the top. So I'm looking through everything again. I said, it has to be here. I'm praying to St. Jude. St. Jude.
Come around.
Something's lost that can't be found. She always comes through.
Wait, but let's just explain to them how this is a discontinued color. You ordered the right amount
from Church Mass Yarns.
So I am like panicking. Where is this front? Where is this front?
Where's the front of the sweater?
The pressure is on.
So it just so happens that it was a Sunday, and I was ready to join my shoulders, and I recalled I had taken a picture of the box when it came in the mail with the yarn, and I saw that I had bought 8 balls of yarn. So then I thought to myself at about 11 o'clock on Sunday night, let me count, because I don't weave ends in usually till the end of a project, and I started counting. Okay, 2 skeins for the back, and 1 for the front. I began, and I'm counting it, and I realized that I never knit the other front.
She did not knit the front.
Never knit it.
But she was convinced she knit it and left it in the shop.
And that's what happens when you put a project down for 9 months, you know. But I did learn that's the reason why you never weave your ends in. Right?
Never.
I had people that were taking a class from me. We were talking about that.
Although
one
I shouldn't
night.
say that. It depends. Like
What?
on my Speckle and Pop, I'm weaving as I go along.
Well, that's different, though. I don't know. I always feel that there's going to be some reason that I need to take something
sweaters,
out on a sweater.
Right.
That, you know, if I weave it
You
in.
don't want to go too far with weaving in the ends.
Right.
Or leave a little clue. Don't snip the ends if you're going to weave them in.
Right.
Just wait.
Right. Like I did on Dinah's, what I didn't weave the ends in on the Preston Pullover, right? Because I wanted you to try that on and make sure it was good. But anyway, in any event, it was quite an experience. But now we're on target. We have the sleeves done. We need one more front.
October 31.
And we're going to try. Well, luckily the weather has been so warm. Lucy has had no need for this heavy cabled coat with a hood, so we should be just in time for her to wear it.
There you go.
Right.
So I'm sure you'll get it done.
Yeah, that'll be a project I'm working on.
So those are our whips.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a ton of other ones, but we won't mention them.
Oh yeah, well we always have a bunch of them, right? We just
those are on the those are in my bag.
Versus being at home in a bag or in the car in a bag.
The travel
right?
bag, exactly. The bags that I shuffle in and out with.
And we all do that. We all do that.
Like the bag lady.
Yep.
Alrighty. So let's talk about new stuff.
Yeah.
Got a lot of new product all around us, and it's really quite fun.
It's hard to know what to share.
Do you want to pull out the project bags? I did not pull them. They're sitting over there
the
on
ones
the bench.
over there?
Yes.
Sure.
Maybe what I'll do is, I know what. While she's pulling the project bags, I will talk about the Shalimar that I'm using in my Speckle and Pop. So Speckle and Pop, Stephen calls for a fingering weight yarn, and we have a new fingering weight yarn here in the shop. It's from Shalimar Yarns, and you may have heard about Shalimar before because we used to carry the Cush, and we still do. That's this one, Big Sister. And now we have Little Sister. So this is a fingering weight yarn. It's got the same fiber content. You have the superwash merino, the cashmere, and the silk. So decadent. It has a slight sheen to the yarn due to the silk. It comes in lovely colors. And she actually also has, they're all hand dyed, but these are some multicolored ways. So if you were looking for something that was not necessarily tonal, you have a few different multicolor ways to choose from. Look at this gorgeous colorway.
That's
I mean,
beautiful.
just look at this.
Oh,
look at that.
What a combo. That's
so
beautiful.
That's our Shalimar. That's
and you had all those colors to choose from when you were picking your Speckle and Pop.
But
that
I went
must
very
have been
neutral.
Very difficult.
I know, but neutral was on the brain.
Yep.
I was feeling neutral.
There you go.
So that is a lovely yarn. So if you're interested in working with a new fingering weight yarn, I highly recommend Shalimar.
Nice blend.
Breathless.
Yep. And here are the project bags.
Yes. So I was actually working on my hat, and there's quite a bit of counting involved.
Mm-hmm.
Well, is it here?
Yes, I think it's the last one.
All right, perfect. Well, this is what I carried my Toph hat with. Quite appropriate.
Shut up, I'm counting.
Yes. And we have this one here. You had me at yarn. Love this one.
Yeah,
that's our last one.
Is that right? The last one? Yeah.
Crocheters. This one's for you. If you like fingering yarn. Is this Star Trek?
I think it is Star Trek.
May the yarn be with you. Sock lovers. We don't want to leave you out. And that's it.
They should have one that says, wait a minute, just one more row.
That's
just one more row,
Maybe
right?
we can have her make that one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Hold on, I have one more row.
One more row.
Or let me finish my row.
Let me finish my row.
That's a good one.
That is a good one. So those are some nice project bags.
Yep.
And they have a nice sturdy zipper on them, a nice heavy-duty zipper, which is nice.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So, should we move on to more yarn?
Yeah, we have yarn and more yarn.
Well, let's recap. We have Lang Viva.
Yes.
We have Shalimar yarns.
Mm-hmm.
We have Art-Filled Bundles.
Mm-hmm.
Unicorn Tails.
Yep.
We did the pom-poms.
Pom-poms.
A variety of pom-poms.
Yep.
We did the project bags.
Correct.
And now we can move on to new yarn. Now, this is a newbie for the shop.
This one,
Freia.
yes, the Freia. Yep.
We're excited about this one.
The shawl balls.
The shawl ball. So there are lots of pretty colorways.
It's a pretty one, very delicate.
How about I read the names while you
Yep.
pull up?
Okay.
Pixie.
Don't know what that is.
This one is called
Sulfur.
Sulfur Springs. This one is called Quartz. They're so pretty. And this one here is Flare. Love it.
This one is River, which is pretty.
Hard Candy. Look at that.
Oh, that's a great name.
That's a great one.
Mm.
This one is called Canyon. Certainly looks like the canyon.
I love that one.
Yeah.
That's a favorite of mine.
This is definitely
Mm-hmm.
a colorway
And for
for
all
you.
those denim lovers, a nice denim colorway.
I love Ember.
This is the one you like.
Yes.
Dinah, right?
This one's gorgeous. This one's
I
called
also
Ember.
like this one. You said you also like Dusk.
Yes.
Dusk.
Dusk is stunning.
This was Barbara's
Like
favorite
purples and
last
browns.
night. She liked this one, which is called Vintage. Pinks and mauves and browns.
That's gorgeous.
It's a pretty colorway.
Mhm. And last but not least, Joan almost went home with this one.
Oh, did she?
Yes.
I
one's
think
called
that's
Lichen.
the colorway on the sample.
I
mean,
love this
the
one.
picture I saw today on Ravelry.
Oh, why don't
I
you tell
think
them about
was
that pattern?
colorway.
We actually have some really amazing patterns. So as you could see, this is a yarn cake that's hand dyed, and it spirals out in different colors.
Mm-hmm. Each skein is about 430
Yes,
yards. I
tremendous
believe.
yardage. So some of your shawls will call for 1 or 2 skeins, depending on the size of the piece. And we have some great recommendations for this yarn. So if you want to take some notes for the Freia shawl ball, there's a beautiful pattern called Kindness Shawl. It's by Yala Spiro, and I'm hoping I'm pronouncing your name correctly. It's spelled Jaala Spiro. That calls for just 1 skein.
Mm-hmm.
So that's nice if you just
Right.
want a single skein project.
Sure.
Hitchhiker is another great one. That's by Martina Bem. It takes a single skein, and we actually have the sample here.
Yep.
We have it hand knit in unisono from, who's that from?
Seuss.
Yes, but why am I thinking that it's by somebody else? Anyway, definitely parent company is Scassell, but this is unisono, so you can see how the yarn is self-striping,
yarn, yep.
and it just shifts, and it's got that little jagged edge at the bottom, and it ends up in a nice little
Tiny little
point.
piece.
Yes.
Like a dragon tail.
Yeah. So this one's fun. I took 2 skeins of unisono for this one, but you
Yep.
can certainly do it with 1 skein out
Sure.
of the, there was leftover, so 1 skein out of the Freia shawl ball
Yep.
would definitely work.
Yeah.
Crocheters, we've got one for you. Check out Boomerang for Hookers. That actually takes 2 skeins because crocheting takes up a little more yarn.
Yeah.
I'd mentioned earlier Martina Bem's Breathless.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're looking for a little bit of garter and a little bit of lace,
Yep. That's a good choice.
that's a great one.
Mhm.
And the one that you said that might have worked with that colorway was by Susanna Ick. It's called Espe,
Right.
E-S-P-E.
And it
that
looks like
takes-
she did this colorway, right? Is this the way?
Yep.
The one that Joan liked.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah, I saw
So it
this.
takes 2
came up in
skeins.
my feed.
It's interesting.
And
They
I
have these
saved it.
packaged, I mean, like, so for example, when you're using this yarn, this one will start with the gray on the outside and it goes to the lime on the inside. But there's another skein that is the same exact colorway with the lime on the outside and ends with the gray. So depending on if you have a 2 skein project, sometimes you just want to extend the gradient. You would pull from the gray in the other skein first,
Right.
and you would have a continuous
It
gradient.
would just keep repeating.
Yes,
Mhm.
which would be stunning.
Right.
So this is fun. New to the shop.
Yeah.
We're very excited. It's a
Yeah.
fingering weight. And it's a merino
I
wool.
know. I would love to knit something for
Yes,
these.
I love the
contain
different colors.
myself.
Yes. So that's one new item we have for the shop. Looking over this way, and we have another beautiful one. Do you have the sample that Joe knit?
Oh, the Yeti?
Yes.
The Yeti? Is that what
Yes,
that's called?
this one's really cute. So this is called Sightings. It's from Big Bad Wool, using a yarn called Baby Yeti. And we'll kind of show you the full sweater here. How cute is this?
And it has a hood.
Adorable hood. You want to rest it down. They can't see it. There you go. There you go. How cute is that? This textured furry yarn.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Baby Yeti. It's from Big Bad Wool.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the actual, there you go, pattern. And you have two options. You can knit a little vest, which I believe takes about 1 skein to 2 skeins, depending on the size that you're knitting. This is the hood, the little hoodie that you saw. And the cute piece with the vest has these little leather shoelaces. And you just,
Mm-hmm.
and you can just weave them through. So that's very cute. I'll show you the different colorways that we have here. We've got ivory, pink noses, and ashes. So you've got 3 different color choices to choose from. And this has been popular. So come on in and get it if you need a cute baby.
The piece Joan made only took 2 skeins.
2 skeins, yes. And she actually did a size 2 for the hoodie.
Right, which is the second size.
Actually, excuse me, it's a 12-month size.
12-month size?
Yeah, but it looks oversized. It looks like it actually could even fit a 2-year-old.
It does look like it could fit a 2-year-old.
Meant to be oversized.
And I'm sure it was a quick knit. She was on.
She did that
13
fast.
or something. Yeah, which is always nice if you need that gift quickly.
She was on a 13 because she's tight.
It
actually calls for an 11.
It calls for, but Joan is a tight knitter. So.
Yeah, she's always tight.
Yeah.
All righty. You want to talk about knit collage?
Yes. Why
we
not?
are super excited to carry knit collage.
I'll show a copy of the. I'll pass you the
knit collage has been with us for a while.
Yep.
And a new yarn that we just got in this year. I mean, we've had it last year because it's done so well. So we repeated, and it got some new colors. It's called Castaway, and this is a yarn that goes thick to thin.
More.
It's hand spun.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
And you could see here that some have tinsel, a little sparkle, and then some don't.
Sparkle and some don't.
So if you're into glitter, we've got glitter options for you. And if you're not, we have those for you too.
And this is the cowl.
That was 1 skein, right?
1 skein. Yep. A quick project. Quick knit.
Cute, easy knit.
Yeah. Very nice knit.
That's
fast.
great for a beginner knitter, actually.
And the yarn is, and it is actually, you're
forgiving.
Right. And the yarn is so interesting that you just have to knit it up, and
that's awesome.
The yarn is attractive. And this is a pair of fingerless mitts.
Yep.
That was knit with the sparkle. The castaway that has a little sparkle.
I'm trying on.
Been trying it on, yeah. I'm trying to find some opening.
We're super excited. Amy, the owner at Knit Collage, is sending over a trunk show. So we should have that sometime next week.
Lovely.
Maybe even by the end of this week. So you can check that out. We're going to have it for several weeks. So we're super excited to have that.
This one. This is another one that a yarn we're going to have.
Yeah.
This is, you're making a blanket, aren't you?
I am. This is Wanderlust. This is one of the new yarns from Knit Collage. It's a huge chunky yarn.
And what size needle will you be on for this?
I think it was on a 36. I don't recall. Let me check the label.
That's beautiful.
Yep, 35 to 50. I mean, it's big. She's got great pattern support.
Right. The hat, right? The big.
She's got an awesome hat.
Yeah, with these
you guys
big
have to come
pom-poms.
in. We're going to have a trunk show, and I will definitely be posting some of those pictures. She's got an amazing hat.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an Eskimo hat.
Right. I think she has a cowl.
A cowl.
As well, a 1 skein project.
Stacy said she was interested in the scarf. That was
I can't talk. It's a 3 skein scarf. She uses 3 different colors, a skein of each. And it's, again, fast knit.
It's going to be awesome.
Fast knit.
So we're super excited to have the trunk show from Knit Collage.
Absolutely.
So if any of this yarn is appealing to you, you'll have to come in and check out the actual samples.
If you're looking for, instant gratification.
Yes.
A quick gift.
Absolutely.
Knit Collage is the way to go.
And we have some more exciting news. If you're into trunk shows, we have one to announce for November. Mark your calendars. We have Anzula Luxury Yarns coming back November 18th. And yes, it's going to be a Saturday.
Mm.
So we're super excited to host Sabrina, and she'll be bringing in some of her new yarns.
It's always fun when she comes with her
Yes,
trunks.
all her trunks.
Her vintage trunks.
Amazing. Yeah, she takes over the whole store.
Yep.
She has a whole layout. We have to clear the tables.
It's nice.
It is really nice. So that's a treat. So if you're interested in coming out November 18th, you should mark your calendar. She's going to be in from 12 to 2.
Absolutely.
So that is only some of our new items.
Some of the new, we've got so much.
We've got so many.
What you should look for are the unboxings that we've been doing.
Yes,
And we
on
post them
Instagram.
on Instagram and Facebook too.
And Facebook, depending on your...
It's just a great way to, keep people connected with things that are coming into the shop, because at this time of year, there's always stuff coming in, always merchandise.
It's very hard to keep up.
Right. And people will always come in and say, so what's new? What's new?
So now you know.
They come in and they say, oh, are you posting a video? Which is always very nice.
It's definitely cute. Well, we have some more news. We have a winner.
As on last podcast, we had a contest, and we asked people to comment.
What was our question?
Who they knit for? Do they knit for themselves? Do they knit for someone else? To leave a comment below. And we had, a nice response to that. And we did a random number generator.
Yes.
And the winner is, drum roll.
Carla Schwartz. You are the lucky winner of 2 skeins.
2 beautiful skeins.
Of Sunset in Port.
Sunset in Port. We had put up a picture on the last podcast of the Stephen West Boneyard shawl that one of our customers made. So you can do that. You can do
the Buccaneer.
The Buccaneer. You can do the gradient band cowl, because that takes 2 as well.
Yep.
So you can do that.
You have some options.
So this
we're excited to put this in the mail. We
Yep.
just need your address. So please reach out. Send us an email if you want to shoot me a message on Ravelry, on YouTube.
Yep.
Any which way.
So we're
We'd
going
love
to
to
have a
hear from you.
contest this year, this podcast, Diana.
Yes, we are. I'm getting into these contests.
I know. It's always
Never done them before.
Well, it's fun.
That was the first one.
What did we say? We were going to do it on Ravelry. Now, here that we've done this now again, we recorded this 3 times.
We said you have to leave a comment on Ravelry.
As to, first we had said needles, but then you had a better idea. And you said, what's on your needles now? What is something you're anxious to get on your needles?
Right. What are you looking to cast on?
Correct. Which is great. Just go to Ravelry. You don't have to take a picture. Just comment. I'll put up a thread. And just comment on what you're excited to start, and what you might just have started. Knitting, crocheting. Doesn't make a difference.
And make sure you subscribe. You must subscribe and leave a comment on Ravelry.
Also join the Knitting Place group on Ravelry as well.
Yes.
Right. Not that we're shamelessly plugging this, but we are.
We need you to be a part of our family.
Exactly. And what's the gift? What's the giveaway?
The giveaway is
motivation to do this.
We should really go back and explain how it started. We talked about what are your favorite knitting needles.
Yeah, we did talk about that.
And I'm truly enjoying my signature needles. In fact, we were cut off, so we're going to start again.
We were talking about the giveaway on Ravelry.
Yes.
And we were talking about what we were going to give away, which was
signature circular needles. And I was about to pull my project because I'm very excited to have them on my whip. Yep. My work in progress. Yep. So here it is. Look at these beauties. I'm actually on a size 4. Look at that stiletto tip.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Is that gorgeous? Oh my God. I'm on a 40-inch length cable.
Well,
and what's wonderful about this is that they're interchangeable. I'm going to need this cable with 800 stitches.
I was just going to say, you're going to need it. Do you have anything longer than 40?
No, I think he called for a 40-inch.
800 stitches?
Yeah.
Wow.
So these are my signatures. We're excited to carry these in the shop, and I thought it would be a real treat to gift one.
Yep.
So, if you want to be the lucky recipient,
when you win,
of a circular needle of your choice,
you'll let us know what size needle you'd like
from my stock.
Right. Exactly.
Of your choice from stock.
Right.
And if I'm running low and I need to reorder, I will be happy to do so.
Absolutely. But I just realized that I didn't talk about what I'm wearing.
Wait, before you do that, let's just recap.
What's that?
You have to write a comment on Ravelry. You need to leave a mention of the
what you have that you're excited
Sorry.
to be casting on, a project that you're making. Or
Right.
you
We
just,
want to be inspired.
Right.
That is really the goal. So we
Right.
want to know what you are
So
casting
join
on
our
your
Ravelry
needles.
group and leave a comment. You don't have to leave a picture. You
Yeah.
can if you'd like to, but you don't have to.
And you have to be subscribed. Sorry,
Yes.
I'm taking off my glasses. I
Yes.
look so silly.
Yes.
So you need to be a subscriber. So please subscribe first. Then head over to Ravelry. Join our Ravelry group. And then leave a comment on our thread.
And that lovely signature needle can be yours.
Yes. Good luck.
And so what I was saying is this, how could I be remiss and not talk about what I'm wearing, because this great piece was designed by Dinah. And what really makes it exciting, it was just featured in the last issue of Knit Simple, which I think was winter?
I think holiday.
Holiday.
Holidays first.
And I'll take it off. It's a very quick knit. It uses Malabrigo Rasta.
Yes, one skein.
One skein. It has, you learn to do an I-cord and a knit-on I-cord.
It has a built-in I-cord on the edge.
Has increases and decreases. So it's a good project.
If you're transitioning
Right.
actually from
Maybe
being
if
a
you've
beginner.
just learned to knit and you want to learn like an increase or a decrease.
Mhm. Or an I-cord.
An I-cord, which is really very easy. Which is,
Why is it easy?
well, why? Let's tell them, Diana. Why,
You tell them.
why do we call it an I-cord? What does the I stand for?
You say it.
It stands for idiot's cord. So anybody can do it. Anyway, and we had this in the shop last winter, correct? I don't know what they're calling it in the name of the pattern.
I'm
in
not quite
Knit Simple.
sure.
I don't know, so I won't say what we called it, but I don't want it to be confusing. But what we also did was we put fur pom-poms on the ends of these little ties, and that really gave it a great look.
Just accessorizes it. It kind of polishes
it was
it up.
great. Now we don't have those samples with us now, but you know, the Rasta yarn is very soft. It's not scratchy at all, and I mean, I'm wearing this now, and it's really not cold out.
Nope.
And I'm
It's a
fine.
great accessory.
Yeah, it's a
And it does
comfortable
keep
wear.
you warm.
Yeah,
It really
comfortable.
does.
I'm gonna have to make myself a few of these to wear in the wintertime.
It's a great holiday gift.
It really is.
Apropos.
What?
Holiday issue.
Holiday issue. That's right. That's why I should remember. It's
Yes.
called the holiday issue. It's from the
So
holiday
thank you,
issue.
Carla Scott.
So yes, it was
for publishing it.
exactly. So we would show you the magazine, but we're sold out, of course.
We are reordering, so
Mhm.
if you're interested, please call and reserve a copy, and we'll make sure that we
Absolutely.
hold it for you.
Absolutely. So this is very exciting, our own personal news.
Yes.
And I think that's, I don't know, is there anything else
I
we
think
need
that's
to
it for now.
do? Rhinebeck, we're excited about Rhinebeck.
Yes, we are. I'm looking forward to a weekend off.
Mm-hmm. Knitting.
Knitting,
And what, you know, we were also
Exploring new
talking about,
fibers.
yeah, new fibers. What are we
catching
going to,
up with friends, fiber friends.
right, and what are we going to look for? Are we going to be buying new yarn for new projects?
Definitely scoping out some new indie dyers.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
And being
We'll
with
see.
fellow knitters, fellow
Yes.
crocheters, that's
Very
always
excited.
fun. And we'll let you know what we see, right?
Yes.
We'll have to, and we're going to try to podcast more often, not just every 6 weeks, because that's a bit much.
I
Right.
think it might get harder as the holidays come through, but
Well, yeah. I mean, I think it was just it was a really busy 6 weeks.
it really was.
Yeah. So I mean that, you know, allow yourself some grace.
But it's good to be back,
Good to
even
be
though
back.
it's taken about 4 tries to get this
Okay.
episode through.
What time did we leave here last night?
I don't know, but I got home at midnight.
Yeah, it was quite late. It was quite late. My
It was
husband
too
was
much.
calling. Called you 4 times.
Poor Andrew.
Anyway, but it's all good because we love doing it.
Yes.
Yep.
All in the name of knitting.
Knitting, knit on.
Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate your viewership. Hopefully you're subscribed, and we look forward to seeing your comments.
Yep.
And you know what?
What?
Maybe we shouldn't exclude those people who aren't on Ravelry. I know we're encouraging you to go to Ravelry, but maybe if they leave
I think
a
they
comment,
have to be on. Don't they have to be on Ravelry to leave a comment?
they do. But what if there's some people that are just
Oh.
not capable?
Whatever. You're the boss. It's your choice. You
I have
name it.
angst. Well, leave a comment on YouTube if you really are struggling and you can't get on Ravelry. But we are looking forward to getting some more people on Ravelry. So we hope to see your comments. Good luck on the contest. Subscribe, and maybe we'll see you in Rhinebeck.
Absolutely.
Until next time.
Happy
Bye.
knitting.